You can grow your own vegetables and herbs in the tiniest of spaces. You don't need a grand veg patch. All you need really is a pot and something as small as a doorstep. The great thing about growing herbs in pots is that you can get them really close to the kitchen where they're used, instead of having to wander down the garden in wet weather, and in the end you'll say, you know, I just won't bother. So if you've got a doorstep and a pot like this, you can plant chives, you can do a mixture of herbs, sage, thyme. What are you planting into? Well, because plants like herbs tend to grow over a long season, I find that peat-free multi-purpose compost on its own really doesn't have enough weight and welly to sustain them right the way through the year. So what I like to do is to use 2 parts multi-purpose peat-free compost to 1 part good topsoil. Now you can buy topsoil in bags, or you can use the topsoil out of your garden if it's good stuff. So 1 part of this topsoil to 2 parts multi-purpose will give you a compost that holds on to nutrients, holds on to moisture, and has a bit of weight to it, which anchors the pots and stops them blowing over, and also anchors the plants. So 3 little chive plants in here that'll keep us growing all the way through the year, but vegetables too. I mean, if you've got a pot like this, just imagine a doorstep with 3 pots on it. Instant garden. You can buy little plug plants like this of lettuce, push them out, and you don't, I've got a trowel out here, but frankly when it's compost in a pot you don't really need a trowel. Use 2 fingers like that, ease those little plugs, oh sorry I dropped you there, and then make sure they're not planted too deeply, that's quite key. Firm but not over firm, just get that hole out, and you know, 4 to 6 inches apart here. We'll make sure they've got room to grow, but at the same time you're utilising all that pot surface. They're very crinkly these, aren't they? Round you come along. There it is. Really good root systems. I mean, it shows you they're really going to take off. And I'll get that one in there, and then there'll be room for another 1, 2, 3 in there. But you can also sow seeds direct into a pot. All kinds of things. You could grow spring onions, you can grow, in this case, mustard. This is a mixture of mustard salad leaves. And if I tear the packet open, now it varies nowadays, yes I thought so. Most seeds now come in an outer packet for prettiness, and then an inner one which is hermetically sealed. It's airtight, and that means the seed stays fresh. They're really useful. Flick it so that they all go down to the bottom, tear the top off, and then, as with sowing out in the veg patch, don't sow direct from the packet when you can open it into the pot, because you know, you'll get lumps and clumps coming out. The best thing to do is to sow from your hand, but before you do that, make little ridges down in the compost with your fingers, literally between 1/4 and 1/2 inch deep, no more than that. I mean, it really is almost 1/4. I'm just doing 4 little grooves there. Tip the seeds into the palm of your hand. Now you can see how fine they are, and that's why they hardly need covering at all. Pinch them, like the salt on the fish and chips, dribble them thinly down each drill. You see them land there. If you roll your finger and your thumb, you can get right to the end of that row. Same again there. And another one. And then you might as well get rid of them all, because they don't need much space to grow, these mustard and salad leaves. They're all in there. There you go, last peppering. And then just lightly flick back that compost so that it just covers them. A lot of seeds quite like light to grow. They need light to grow, not all of them. But you don't need to bury them too deeply. And then a quick watering in. You can do it with the plants as well. The watering in will just settle those seeds in, and it can stand on your doorstep. Importantly, you don't let that dry out now. I don't mean keep it like a paddy field, just keep it gently moist, and pretty soon up will come, in this case, salad leaves. Your lettuce will start to heart. You'll be cutting chives for your scrambled egg and your smoked salmon. And when you thought that you couldn't grow any vegetables because you just hadn't got enough room, with just 1 pot, yes you can. And gosh, that sense of achievement when you pull your first bit of lettuce, it's out of all proportion to the effort and really to what you've done, because it's so easy, but it's so rewarding, and goodness me, they taste good.